So, Bruce.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Bruce.
Today we're going to cover Miri. Do you know anything
Yes.
about Miri? I say, well, October 27th, 1966.
Yes.
Do we disagree? And Vince McEveety was the director, and Adrian Spies was the writer. And this is episode 8. Was it
Episode 8?
Yeah.
Yes. So what I was saying was, the writer, Adrian, he had made it like 7 minutes too short on the script, 7 to 10 minutes. They tried to get him to fill it in. He didn't fill it in. So there was some writing during the episode to get it to fill that time that was missing. I like this episode, but I got some hardcore stuff on this episode. I got some good things on this episode. I'm like a pancake on this episode. I could go either way.
No, you're not. I know you're going to be rolling over. Oh my God. This episode is not yours.
I got some trivia that you don't know.
What's that?
This episode only shows the bridge. There's no other part of the starship that it shows. Just the bridge.
Thought about that. Is that true?
It's true.
One other.
Not one other shot from outside the bridge. Yep.
Wow.
Except on the planet. And I got some trivia about the planet too to go over with you.
What?
Yes. But let's see. So how they figure this out, they get an SOS signal. They're not sure if it's coming from a ship or a planet. They figure out it's coming from a planet. We got to go discover this, right? We got to go figure out how we can help these people with this SOS, which has got to be really old.
What? The SOS has to be old?
Yes.
Why?
Well, because they're,
Why do you think the SOS? What do you mean the SOS is old? It's got to be
the SOS signal that the Enterprise receives is got to be really old because everyone's dead on the planet that would have sent the SOS.
Yeah,
everything that's left when
they
get.
Isn't it still sending?
Oh, is it? I don't know. Maybe it's set to auto repeat. When an episode we're going to get into when he's looking at the planet Earth and he goes, "You're not seeing it now. You're seeing it, 300 years ago, right?" So, yeah. I was thinking that the beacon was kind of like transmitted for a long time. I mean, it was probably repeatedly transmitted, but I don't get at that time because we're going to get into some of the stuff in the episodes that I noticed where I don't think it would be still broadcasting, but it could be. Yeah.
Wow, I'm not.
Now, Rand on this one, Yeoman Rand, she is unbelievable in this one. She's faster than Kirk, although not so much faster than Kirk. She's faster than Spock for sure. Because Spock is kind of describing what they found, right?
Yeah.
And he's the size of it, the shape, the blah, blah. And she looks up in the highlight we had talked about before in one of our episodes, Bruce.
Yeah.
Earth. She says Earth.
She says another Earth.
Well, another Earth or Earth. No, I think she says Earth. And then Kirk says, not our Earth.
Oh.
I think Kirk's the one that clarifies that it's not our Earth. It is another Earth. Okay,
she says it Earth with an exclamation.
She says Earth.
Not the Earth.
Not the Earth, Captain Kirk says. Another Earth. Not the Earth.
Why does she all of a sudden get it's like Earth based on the fact that he says oxygen, nitrogen?
No, he's going through the whole thing. I think she knows.
But oxygen, nitrogen was the last thing. Then she says, oh my God, it's like Earth. And it's like, you just beam down and you don't care what the atmosphere is because you're wearing a suit. And here she's saying,
oh, but they weren't beaming down yet. They were just figuring out what it was.
Yes. Normally, why is the oxygen, nitrogen thing that...
No, he went over the full... Remember he was saying the whole thing. What?
Oh, you're saying all the specs together makes
Earth.
Earth.
Yeah. So I think she knows what makes Earth, quote unquote, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Because I studied astrophysics and all the other stuff in college, right? Earth is we relate everything to Earth, right? The size of the sun is related to Earth. The size of the moon is related to Earth. So Earth is actually one in our scheme of whatever it is. And that's what I think he's saying. That's what you're saying, beam down. But they kind of do, don't they? Always on the O2 thing, they're always like, yeah, it's like Earth, let's go.
They should only be going to type M planets. They only should be going to planets where they can breathe.
Okay, so a couple trivia things from my personal life.
Yes.
I was at that back lot when before 9/11 and all that happened, I came out to California, as you know. I think they were filming a Batman episode or something there, and it was kind of creepy because right in front of that building where they're beamed down to, there was like a car accident right there. It was the coolest thing, and I didn't realize it until I rewatched this episode, it's right there. That is the main building, and obviously, and then of course in the trivia they talk a lot about I'm talking about the main shot. So let me see if I can tell you where I'm at. Right where they beam down.
Would it be the building that they walked into? No.
No, they don't. They're standing in front of that building. It's right on the corner. It's a corner building. It's a very big, iconic corner building. You can see it in the first shot.
With the round building. With the round corner, the round.
I think if you check any movies anywhere, you're going to see that a lot. Because that is that Batman movie, they were filming it right in front of that. Okay, so we got that. McCoy just spends way too much time with that tricycle. I'm like, McCoy, what are you spending so much time with that tricycle for, right? Messing with that tricycle and looking at it and spinning the tire. And I mean, the tricycle's dead, man. It's dead.
He looked at it. He set it down. He paused and spun the wheel.
He was really looking at it, though. He wasn't just, he's going, this was my baby. I'm taking this back to the Enterprise. And he's got to spin the tires, and that's when he gets attacked by the kid that grew up a little bit too much.
You go to that spot and listen to the first time the guy says mine when he shouts it.
The first time he says it, what?
The first time he says mine, it sounds like it's McCoy saying it.
Oh, you can tell right away when he's coming and attacking McCoy. That's McCoy's body double, his stunt double there. For the whole fight scene, you could tell.
Oh, yeah, he's very, very young in the face.
Yeah, well, he's very young in the back, too. I mean, he gets attacked pretty good by that guy. They're trying to give him enough time to where everyone gets some distance so that when he gets attacked, they don't have enough time to really react. So that's a good thing. I do love that guy that says mine. I wrote here, his commitment to dying, right? He is so committed. If you watch that scene on him being committed to dying, I don't think I've seen too many people commit to dying like he does. Because I got to tell you,
he wears a wig. What's that character's name?
Who has a wig?
The
dying man.
You know, tricycle guy. Tricycle boy must be 16 years old and plus 300, and going through puberty, and that's it.
What's this? Am I having wig trouble? So wig trouble from him.
What?
Wig trouble from the guy. He's going, they didn't put this on right in makeup.
Oh, because in the bloopers for an episode, what's the episode with they make serpents, Private Little War. In that episode, they have bloopers, and one of the bloopers is of Tyree charging or coming or running or something, and one of his buddies, I don't think it's Tyree himself, his wig comes out. He says, I'm having wig trouble or something like that. I'm having wig problems. And so when I saw our tricycle guy sitting dead over there, I'm looking at the wig, and it just looks, it's the same light colored wig as the hill people. Wait, they're not hill people in the other episode that we are not covering today. But I go, oh, I've got wig trouble. I just thought of the blooper. That's all when I saw that.
Let's see. So your house set, you're saying something about the house set.
Oh my gosh. The house has to be square. But on the inside, the set, they have the room walls not 90 degrees, but a little bit wider so that they can cover and get everybody in there when they're going into the closet, that corner. The window and the closet.
Now, that's what, I'm glad we're kind of on the same page here, because you noticed something different than I did. One is Miri trying to hide because she's making a shitload of noise there? I mean, she is so noisy that it's like she wants to be caught. I mean, she's so tired of those other kids. She wants away from them so bad that she'll just bang on the walls to get caught.
No, she is. Come on. They had a sound where they noticed they needed to run, another sound, I think, on the outside, and on the inside, they heard something in the closet. I don't think it's intentional. She is freaking out about the fact that there's Grups back. They should all be dead, and now they're evil people back. I think
If I was trying to hide from someone, I would not be making a whole lot of noise. Dude, she's banging the hell out of that closet. I'm telling you.
I don't think she's trying. It's a mistake. She hit the mop, and the mop hit the bucket, and there's only one sound in there. Come on.
No, there's not, dude. She's making a whole lot of noise.
Right here.
Okay, I'm looking at your awkward walls. I'm looking at the piano. Okay, here. Before they go over there, he's looking at the piano.
Right.
So how old is this? 300 years old, okay? He's at the 300-year-old piano then.
How old is it? About 300 years.
I'm right on the number on that one. There, she knocks. They're at the door.
Yeah.
You mean you know her?
Oh, she's still moaning. I like the way the red shirt, instead of opening the door and taking it for Kirk, steps the hell back and lets Kirk open the door, right? Hey man, I'm not getting killed in this episode. I really enjoyed this episode. I'm telling you, I had a great time with this one.
I was thinking this is a nice serious episode. Either, we're out of the, too much laughing and.
Yeah. So I'd like it like the Grups, right? The Grups, like I think I got what Grups were like. It's not a far reach to go Grups, and Kirk, knowing that it's not Earth that fast and Rand, for them not to know what Grups is, like, maybe they thought she was saying the grapes. The grapes.
Grown-ups, they had to make it clear to the audience. They had to figure it out. What the heck, all these Grups thing? Oh, I get it. Grown-ups. Another reference to age and time and old people. Yeah.
I love that Kirk turns on his charm. He really is a charming guy. So when Miri's having her problems and stuff,
he knew how to switch.
He did.
And did you watch his face when they're in the lab and they say, okay, she's turning into a woman and I need to take her somewhere. Was it to get the communicators? I think it's way before that. He turns from the conversation with Spock and McCoy and he looks and he goes, hey, Miri, he changes into his charm mode.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see him change on purpose.
No, on purpose. I think it's great. He does a really good job of that. So here we are. They're not wearing any kind of biohazard suits or anything, right? Nothing. They're like these guys that are completely clueless. I don't know why they didn't die off right away. What the hell do you got? I don't know, but my skin's falling off my face. You know what? So is mine. On one of the previous episodes, right? Because they caught something from some weird planet. But McCoy goes, it's a veritable zoo of bacteria. I'm just like, yeah.
And they're touching everything.
Scratching their face, putting their stuff on. Like I said, once again, no biohazard suits, nothing. Just like, let's just go down there and let's wing it, Captain. Okay, let's go.
Life prolongation project. And then
that's what they said. Remember, they're looking through the notes and stuff. They're saying life's prolongation project because they can't figure it out right away, which makes sense. They're seeing all these notes of life prolongation. And I like the way that was a cool twist to me. I'll tell you why. Because you usually look at it, right? If you're going to prolong life, right? You're on a trajectory of going from 0 to 80 or 0 to 75, right? You're on this trajectory, and your trajectory would take you, let's say you're going to be on a prolongation, you would go to 120 years, right? Or a certain percentage thereof.
Yes.
I love the way they started before that, right? So they're aging so much slower to get to whatever age they would be when it falls off, right? I thought that was a cool twist. I love the way that was a whole different twist.
Yeah.
Does that make sense what I just said or not?
No, what the part I got was instead of them going and aging older, 120, 150, they slowed down the clock and now they live the same relative years, but over a longer period.
Right.
But the second part that I think that I didn't get was you were saying they didn't raise the issue about how would society be where the kids are living a long time and they have this much longer period of gathering knowledge. Are so all the kids going to be smart? I don't know.
No, no, no. I don't think the kids are going to be smarter. I think what they failed to realize, and he made it in this episode anyway, clear. I don't think that brain development, right? Usually, even it's very apparent when Kirk is talking to him and giving a speech to him.
Oh, I see.
That they're not putting together action reaction, consequence, right? Action consequence.
They're still,
that's not part of their
brains
development.
They're still not formed.
Right.
The lobe is still split.
Yeah, they're still not understanding that what they're doing is not right, and you could say, well, they don't have an adult to.
So what are you saying here? The kids allow the bad behavior?
Yeah, the kids are encouraging bad behavior. But still, look at some of those other kids. They're very, very young.
Oh,
they're very, very young.
Yeah, but it's the same. It's the same thing. The same 300 years for them. They're not going to accelerate. They were that age when the disaster happened.
Okay.
They all would have been younger. Miri would be, let's say, 2 years younger, and the other little kids were 2 years younger, and then this disaster happened and they started aging slower. Hey, what about that? What about the Miri, 17 years old?
Yeah, she's still, she's quite old, but she's still 17. She's still young. I mean, she's still, she's still 17, right? And
how about the actress playing that part, Kim Darby? Is that her name?
I like her.
I don't know how she does it. I mean, it really looks believable when she's scared and when he's talking to her and yelling later on about it's in you. And I mean, she does excellent.
She's so good. And the jealousy, right? She's got that infantile jealousy against Rand. I mean, I've got a whole note on that I want to get to, but that was killer, man. That's it is so good. Yeah. I mean, it's just too good. It's too good.
She peeked past the door and she watched how Kirk was talking to Rand in the hallway. And then he comforted Rand. And she even heard the line about that it had nothing to do with the relationships, that it did the problem at hand. But she took it.
Yeah, but Rand was saying, "Look, I want you to look at my legs for so long, and now they're ruined. They're not beautiful like I want you to look at them." So yeah, she got that. She got that Rand has just a bigger crush on Kirk as she does, right? Yeah. Yeah. So I like that.
You're right. Yeah.
I like the lines also. She likes Jim. And Jim, I don't know. He seems to be a kind of a woman. He can't be that off on noticing how much she kind of like adores him. It's so, but maybe he's too tied up in what's going on.
He doesn't notice it because those shots where we are taught what's going on is not something that he sees.
Well, he does. You said when he took her in his arms and he goes, he's talking very gentle but maybe it's more like a daughter kind of thing. Maybe you're right, an adolescent daughter, and he's trying to. Where the other guys are getting it is so clearly that she really likes Jim. Yeah, she's becoming a woman. I like those lines.
The charm to get information. That's about it, right?
No, I think he genuinely has feelings for Miri. He does. Maybe not romantic inclination, but like you've seen someone that you go, oh, your heart goes out to him. I think his heart went out to her.
Yes, he's concerned.
Yeah. He's concerned. He knows what's happening to her. He knows what's going to happen to her, and he knows that she doesn't understand. So I think he might be coming at it from that perspective. I don't know, but I don't know if you knew this, but most of the children were all children of the cast and crew of Star Trek.
Shatner's kids' daughters were in there.
Was she the one? They said she was standing on the table, so if that little blonde was his daughter.
I will tell you, he describes it exactly who's who.
Okay. Were they both his daughters? Both of them, the ones he picked up, the one on the table and the other one he picked up?
I think he has 3 daughters, and 2 of them were in there, I believe. And let's see him handy, where he described. I think his daughter is the one in his arms, one of them.
Right. I think it's the little dark-haired girl and the blonde-haired girl standing on at least from what I read, the girl standing on the table is his daughter. And then they said he was holding her too, so the other one must have been the one he picked up.
Yep. And my 2 daughters have cameos in this episode. I'm carrying one of them, Elizabeth, in my at the very end. Watch for her.
Yeah.
It's better than me showing you the baby pictures. She said.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so his 2 daughters and her children, and almost the whole cast and crew's children were in this. I don't know that they hired too many outside of actors except for the 2 older ones. Oh, I didn't know that Chucky came from this episode. It's a horror story spinoff from this thing. If you look in the little window when they're coming in where all the children are, there's Chucky hanging from a little like a little propped up in the window. Yeah, a little Chucky. He doesn't have his knife there, but he's definitely there.
Oh, yes, he is. I see it now. I'm not familiar with the
Chucky episode. Yeah. Is Louisa, who's that girl, the one that attacks him?
Someone who is 17 years older. If you
know, she's I wonder if the stunt woman that did that, it is a woman stunt woman. She must have been, I wonder if she was really one of the kids, or they had put one of the, probably just a kid, because the way Captain Kirk, he's pretty much taking care of her the way he's running around the room.
Right.
He's not thrashing and really trying to hurt her in any way. So, and I love the way he goes, Dad, my phaser was set to, and he goes, just under kill, I guess.
No. And what's it? It was a bright blue. There it is. Bright blue phaser beam.
Right.
For stun.
Oh, was that supposed to be stun? It was supposed to be stun.
Well, we're gonna watch these episodes and find out what blue is.
I tell you what, though, he certainly didn't stun her. Okay, so we come back from a commercial break, and they got 7 days. They know that they have 7 days. I don't know how they know they have 7 days. And this
artificial limit that Kevin will hate, I wrote down. 7 days. They know exactly 7 days. Plus, they know when they have 3.5 hours left. And on the 3.5 hour mark, they are going to keel over and die. I know you were thinking that.
And you know what else?
What?
The kids only have 6 more months of food after this whole 300 years. All they have left when the Enterprise gets there is 6 months of food.
That was kind of convenient that the Enterprise came along.
It really was. Very, very.
They could have starved.
Fortuitous.
They'd have gotten to the planet and no one would have been alive. 170 hours, 7 days. And I thought, what? A finite? They know that in 7 days, that's how long they're going to. Yeah, they can calculate that about that time. But down to the 3.5 hours left. We're still standing upright and we're mad, but we got 3.5 hours before we go. Boop.
Well, I love the way Kirk comes back because they're winding it down, right? He comes back, he looks at his clock, he goes, it's been 2 days and we still haven't gotten anywhere, right? Okay. It's just like, so there was someone saying that it's a virus and they don't have a vaccine for a virus. It would have been, which is trivia, that's not right. What they created for this would not work because you have to stop a virus before it gets to you. You can only live through a virus or something like that. McCoy might be great, but he's not that great. So they would have had to live
5
through
days, to do this. I mean,
I know. Well, yeah. Well, he's come a long way. We still don't know how to put on their biohazard suits, but they know how to correct an issue. Yeah. Oh, and then here's where I was talking about Wicked Little Miri when she's plotting to get Rand kidnapped and then get Kirk for herself. She was at that stage. She really was. She was at that age where girls are kind of, and guys too. I mean, heck, it's not exclusive to girls, but Jesus, that's pretty some heavy duty plotting on her part to get Rand out of the picture, and to have her tied up. I don't know. I'm not sure about that, especially when these little kids are wanting to kill everybody. Bonk them on the head and stuff like that. Those kids were annoying as hell. I would have went crazy. They would have beat the crap out of me. Worse than Kirk, just because I'd have been nuts with those kids. I'm like, bonk me again, because that one kid that hit him with a wrench, that looked like it would have really done some damage to Kirk.
The club that was made out of plastic that bounced off the ground. Yeah.
The club.
But they had blood. Come on. They closed that scene out, that act out really good because they were all beaten on top of him.
Yeah. Well, here they didn't have Spock's.
There's still some time to try to get communicators. Are we at that point? And so he's explaining they don't have the computers, so that they don't know whether this thing could.
That's right.
Could be a
That's
beaker.
right. So I say you're saying his logic is we still got to talk to the ship. If we run it through the computer, I got you. Okay. See, now that makes sense to me. See, that's why I talked to you about this. You put that dose of reality into me. Let's see. Those we already talked about his daughters, and then the no blah blah blah. I love that line. No blah blah blah. I was gonna start this episode by saying that to you. No blah blah blah.
That's great. That is great. But I have a comment on the blah blah blah. Look at that.
Yeah, what's yours?
The kids say blah 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 or something like that, and Kirk yells and screams, no blah blah blah. He blah blah. He says blob, and the kids are all pronouncing the word differently. He comes up with blah 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 blah. Also, when they're going, when they're saying na 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 na, is it nya, NYAH? Is it? It sounds like yeah. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
In different parts of the country, I'm sure they say things differently.
Yeah.
Janice looks at Kirk so longingly when McCoy discovers the disease. I hadn't noticed that before, where she's kind of admiring, she's looking, because they have to set it up so that that look at my legs, right?
Yeah.
Right, that she likes the guy. Well, he's a powerful guy, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't?
So you were saying I always thought the bonk bonk scene ending was powerful. In what way do you like?
It ends with bonk bonk, bonk bonk, and I think my friends and I, we joke about the bonk bonk on the head. We say that. What did you just say? What you would say? You want to open up with no blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Classic. We say it all the time amongst ourselves, and then the bonk bonk on the head. Say that all the time, and we make fun. But I think that the kid doing that and the camera and everybody pushing in and then
on the floor, right?
Yeah, I think that's a great scene.
And I think that does lend well to where I like Kirk's his speech to the kids. I mean, like, look at yourselves, look at what the hell you're doing, which it was to my point earlier, saying they're not like looking at action consequence, right? And they're really kind of acting out, and so their brains cannot, if I look at it from a purely episode thing, their brains cannot be formed well enough. Their hand on the stove doesn't tell them it's hot. Get your hand off the stove. If you do that again, you're going to burn yourself. They just keep doing the same thing.
They're kids.
Well, but the thing is the people, how long have the people, did they ever determine how long the people have died? I mean, all the people have died years and years ago. Now we're killing off all the kids ago. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense unless their brains are not forming at all and saying, this is a whole different situation. We got no food. In 6 months, we're all dead anyway, right? Or, 6 months of food runs out. A couple months after that, they're all dead anyway. They haven't learned how to make food or cultivate anything, obviously.
Yeah, they've got years and years of playtime in between all of the stuff they're supposed to be learning to tie their shoes and stuff, but they're still playing. You think they should have picked up something? Their brain should have memorized something, actions and consequences.
Well, maybe, that part, yes, I do agree with that. But also their resentment at a 100-year-old incident that happened to them. And that boy yelling at the kids, listen to me, right? Not Kirk, but the boy. He's trying to get, the older boy that's always Miri's age, right?
John, J.A.
John, he's trying to get the kids to listen to him too. And, he's like, So it doesn't seem like they can build a causal relationship to anything. So they're screwed, man. And hopefully they get them fixed, but yeah.
Couple things.
Yeah.
At 39 minutes, there's an older kid that's standing next to John. He always reminds me of the singer from the movie, was it The Commitments? Oh, I can't even remember the name of the movie. Okay. Let's not worry about that little thing. What about the problem I have with, why does she change her mind so fast? Why does Mary go flip?
Who?
Mary.
Oh, yeah.
She goes in revenge mode.
Yeah.
Goes to John and says, hey, we can get the lady, then we'll get rid of 2 people. The captain will come and say, Captain Lovey-Dovey.
Yeah.
And then later on in the episode, she's all, wait, he's telling the truth. He's okay. Where did the switch happen?
But I kind of get that. There's people that I know that are like that. They just kind of go with whatever's happening to them, right? They don't really know how to stand on a solid ground. They're kind of more on sand. And so if someone comes and says something to them, they'll go that way. I know people like that.
That's me. I'm Gilligan.
Oh,
On
yeah.
the one hand, the skipper is right. Well, on the other hand, the professor is right. On the other hand, I'm running out of hands because I agree with everybody. That's me.
Yeah. I get it. I mean, I could see that. She'll go, well, this makes sense. We got to get Rand out of the way, right? She's acting purely on her feelings of growing up and starting to mature.
But she switches back to Kirk's the good guy. Stop beating him up.
Well, she's always like Kirk, though. She only wanted to get Kirk because she wanted Kirk for herself. She didn't want to get rid of Kirk. She wanted to get
mad. She would have wanted to do something evil.
Not to Kirk, only to Rand.
Oh.
She just wanted Kirk as a lover, is what I got. She kind of wanted to get him, as a lover and take her and just be with Kirk and not have any obstacles in her way of being that person that Kirk is sexually and interested in. I mean, that's the way I take it.
I thought no, she was mad at him. She called him derogatory Captain Lovey-Dovey.
Well, yeah, of course, because she's little jealous rage.
Right. So then she switches back to, wait a minute, don't hit him. He's telling the truth. We'll see what happens when I watch it again.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's an episode of a show. I won't tell you what show it is. Not on this thing. I hated it the first time I watched it. I hated it. I thought it was terrible. Then I looked at the actors talking about the episode and how much they kind of enjoyed making the episode. I had such a different perspective when I watched. I absolutely love that show now. That one episode, I love that episode. It's so cool to watch after hearing what they were thinking and what was going on and how they, It was great. Yeah. So on that one, I just kind of think that she just had a little jealous tirade is all. And she wanted Kirk, Yeah. I don't know if you ever saw someone in your life, you go, God, I'd really like to get together with this person. And, and then it just doesn't happen. And you go, God damn it, that's the kind of way what I get from that. Yeah. So, or why is he getting in my way? Damn it. Get out of my way.
So what did you think about this episode overall?
I liked it. I really, really liked it. I really did.
Yeah.
I don't know why I liked it so much. I'd probably have to do some deep thinking on what made it so special to me. The kids making all that noise though bugged the hell out of me. I would have just slapped the hell out of the kids, and really, I would have been, if I was Kirk and they would have been bonking me on the head and stuff, I would have been fighting them until I couldn't fight them anymore, and I would have been just thrown out in the wherever they put those guys. Other than that, with Miri, I think you're absolutely right. I think she's a very good actress, and I think Kirk's reaction and actions to her was really great. Yeah. I really liked it. I liked it a lot.
I had fun watching it. I chose to watch standard def 640 by 480 Laserdisc version, and it was just plain fun. It was great. Obviously, I haven't seen all these episodes in a while, so it's fun to rewatch them. This was particularly fun. Yeah.
I think it was also good, like I said, having been on that lot myself, personally standing there.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of cool, I thought. And then hearing puberty so many times. Puberty. So no, it was just a fun episode with good action and good actors and stuff. And I did like the play between Miri and Rand. I mean, that play off between, and it was kind of nice to watch. I was watching something about what's her name that plays Christine Roddenberry's wife.
Majel
Barrett. She hated that character that she played. She said, I could never be around a woman like that. because remember we talked about it on the last episode.
Yeah, we talked about how she pines for Spock. She pines for Corby, right?
Yeah. I watched an interview where she's talking about that, and she's like, I could not be around a person like that, right? So we were going to look up weren't we going to look up ages or something? We said we're going to round.
Yeah, we want to know the actress for Yeoman.
Oh, Rand.
Grace Lee Whitney, who is older than Kirk, right? He was
that's
born
what they said.
March 15, 1931, maybe. I don't know. And she
was born in 1930, and Shatner was born
31.
Was he born in 31?
Yeah, March.
Yeah, he was born in 31, and so that means she was probably born in 28 or something. She was probably born a few years before that.
So she is older than him.
Oh yeah, she's older than him.
And
yeah.
he, right. And so he says, I never date anybody older.
Good episode. So what are we watching next time, Bruce?
Hey, wait. You want to rate this one?
Yeah, I do.
No ratings. No.
I'm going to rate it the same as you rate it. Let me see what you rate it as, and I'll tell you if that's where I'm going to rate it.
Yeah. It's another. Well, what was a previous episode here? We had What Are Little Girls Made Of? And I said, really, really fun. Well, this is great too. It's going to automatically get an 80, but should it get an 81? Give it an 81.
I'm going to give it an 85.
Yeah, better than. Yeah, I can see better than What Are Girls. Yeah, it's just a good episode.
It's a good episode. I liked it a lot. Yeah.
And he says 85.
85.
Okay. Now, next time, we're going to revisit Dagger of the Mind.
Yeah.
Same director.
Oh, good.
And the writer, I think that's November 3rd, 1966. This is actually good. We're catching up. We're aligning the release month with the actual month.
Yeah. 1924 to 2004 was a playwright. He wrote the 1959 Broadway play Kentucky, whatever, starring, let's see.
Is that his real name?
No, he was born Clelo. Oh, no, he was born in Clelo, Germany, Nazi Germany. Does it say his name? What I'm looking at.
Television writer, Broadway playwright.
Yeah.
Yep. Got it. September.
I think that is his name. I think that's his name. I mean, according to what I'm looking at.
Okay. Here. Yeah, we'll go on to episode 9 then and do that. I'd like.
I'm going to want to do something before we leave here. I want to see who the editor was, because there was too many quick cuts, like you said. There's just too many weird cuts in this thing, where they should have actually kind of, unless they just didn't. Well, if they said he made it too short by like 7 minutes, right? He wrote it too short, the episode.
Yeah.
Then they had time for transitions. So exactly. So they had time for nice little fades and transitions and overlays and stuff like that, if that's what it's called. Editors, please pipe in on this. Good episode. I liked it. I'm looking forward to some of the other ones. 85, I'm rating it pretty high, but I think because you're rating yours so high, this isn't going to give me a lot of room, but I'm going to have a ceiling of 100 for real on some of these episodes. A hard ceiling. I might bring Miri down, but I really don't want to bring her down too much, because I really like it. But there's some episodes that I really think are fantastic that we're coming to.
Yes.
And so it's going to push me into a narrow bandwidth of how I can rate them.
And then when we get them all and put them in like order, then we can stretch that expression out. Yeah. So that it goes across the entire scale, and you can fine tune it. We can go a little lower, but boy, I'm gonna have a problem, because every episode's an 80.
Yeah, we're pushing up there. I'm gonna bring this down only because I got to give it a qualifying thing, because there's so many that I kind of like more. I mean, I really like this episode, but there's some that I like so much that I don't want to just go right to the ceiling of 100, but I guess that's not bad. I can do that. We'll leave it where it is. 85.
I can go down to 80 from 81. And you can go
down to 80? All right, so let's give this an 83 for me, an 83. I really like it still, so 84. That brings me down one. That gives me room because I was just looking at some of the episodes we're coming up to.
Yeah, that you like.
And that I know I like. So I'm saying this one I want to give a really good one.
We're gonna have fun with Balance of Terror, Shore Leave, Galileo 7. No, nobody's gonna like that.
I like the Squire of Gallos 17. That's a killer one. I think I'm gonna rate that very high. Arena was pretty funny, I thought, it's funny. Well, didn't you think so? It was hilarious.
That's a serious episode.
Oh, is Arena the one where he's fighting with the lizard, or is Arena the one where he's on the planet with the...
Arena's the Gorn.
Oh, okay, that's not the one that I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the other one where the one that we're watching next time is actually Dagger of the Mind, and I like that one for sure. The Corbinite Maneuver was one that I think they stretched a lot, so that one I have trouble with. But I think you like the Corbinite Maneuver.
Yeah, because they talk about when it comes together at the end when they're sitting on the ship and, hey, would you like to apply for that job? Yeah, I think I know somebody. The inexperienced guy, they're over there having their Tranya.
Yeah,
I think they boiled it down to.
But you know what he's saying after a week of being in that ship where he's bumping his head all the time. There's no women. There's no relaxation. No. He's going, what the was I thinking?
But he got away from Kirk, who would keep giving him demerits for being stupid, because now he's playing, he can learn.
Kirk kind of liked it. Well, we're not there yet. Let's not review it yet. We're not there. We can debate when we're there.
All right.
Cool. I liked it. So yeah, 84 is a good one. Miri, I liked it. I liked the acting in it. I liked Shatner in it. I love your explanations. I mean, you rounded it out for me with your explanations. I think you made it nice and round, and I appreciate that.
Warm and fuzzy.
Do you have, I was telling my friend, and I'm really looking forward to getting these all up so people can enjoy them as much as we are. Well, really, I was looking at another phaser, and I was telling my friend, like $91. I just can't put my mind around paying $91 for a phaser, especially when I get it and I look at it and I go, what the hell did I spend $91 for? I'm not going to buy a $91 phaser.
I put batteries in mine. You want to do it? Makes noise.
But I do love that you have your stuff that you show. Is there anything regarding this episode or related to this episode that you could show the audience?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have anything?
No autographs. No, I got some books. No, nothing to pull out and say, here is Miri stuff.
So don't forget in future episodes, if you have anything, to make sure you bring those out, because I do enjoy seeing those. Yeah, and I'm sure the audience will too.
Oh yeah, I got trunks full of goop.
They're not going to like my stuff when I make some little, because I don't want to spend $91 for a phaser. When I glue a bunch of random stuff together to make a phaser.
Yeah, that's for the top part.
You don't need a CR123A, do you? Because I got 2 of them.
I might need some of those. Oh.
Do you? Does it ever shoot like that in it does, right, in Star Trek episodes, some of them, that noise it just made?
Phaser on overload.
Overload. It's in the don't they have it in the elevator or the lift? Not the elevator, what do they call it? The lift, turbo lift. Awesome.
We'll get some batteries in here and see if it does anything else.
So tell the audience what that is. That's a genuine, you need to hold it up again.
No, it's nothing. This is just a prop. Here we go. Is this in front of me? There we go.
That's not a genuine
Type 2 phaser.
You know what we should do, Bruce? I think
heavy metal.
All right, man. This
is great.
This is a good one.
Okay.
Have fun.
Thanks for asking the questions, asking the real tough questions. I have no answers to.
I think we got some that we're coming up to that I'm gonna ask you harder questions.
Oh no, difficult.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better put your
Educated
educated.
opinion. Yeah. I've been educated. Yeah, right.
All right. I guess we'll wrap it. Yeah.
Yeah, always a lot of fun. Thank you.
This was fun. No, thank you. Thank you very much. This was great. You see why you tune in to us, guys? Because we always have these deep questions to ask. We may not have the answers, but we have deep questions.
Deep.
Just so you know.
This deep. A bunch of stupid questions.
I don't think they're stupid. I think they're pretty good.
So at 47 minutes into the episode, there's 3 hours left, and Kevin is rolling in his grave. Blah, 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 blah. No blah, blah, blah. Also, when they're, hey, it's oxygen, nitrogen. It's okay. It's like in what's the movie? Not Questar, Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
Smells okay. Right? And he goes,